I see it's 9:30 now. I take it everybody's ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right, this is the Lakewood Civil Service Commission meeting for Thursday, February 3rd at 9:30 in the morning. My name is Eileen Basson, the commission chair. We also have Dennis Roden, commissioner, and Gail Selden, a commissioner that is here. We also have Mary McDougall stepping in for Civil Service Secretary. Yeah, so she's in place of Mary Pandrea for today. And we also have Heidi Wachter, the city attorney for Lakewood. We also have Chris Lawler and Jeremy Prater representing the Lakewood Police Department. I think I got everybody right. Okay. The first thing that I would like to do is to amend the agenda for today by adding an executive session to consider candidate qualifications after the approval of minutes and before we get into old business cancellation of eligibility. So do I need a motion for that, Heidi?
If you are amending the agenda, you want to make a motion to amend the agenda to add the executive session. And then when you get to the point where you're announcing the executive session, I will give you some specific citation to the RCW that allows you to do that.
Okay, so I think I was going to do the approval of minutes first and then, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead with the approval of minutes for the January 6th meeting. Do I have a motion for that approval?
So moved.
Okay, a seconded?
I second.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Everything good on that? All right, we'll go ahead with that. And so now I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session.
And the basis for that is that you are considering the qualifications of potential appointees for public employment. And that is one of the recognized reasons for going into an executive session. And just as a little very quick primer, when you go into executive session, you need to announce the amount of time you're going to take. If you exceed that amount of time, you come out and you ask for more time. You need to specify whether or not you anticipate any action at the end of that. And I think in this case, there is potentially some action. So you'd want to add that in there. And then we adjourn to the executive session and then come back at the appointed time.
Okay, roughly in terms of time away, like 15 minutes, is that kind of standard or does that seem long or short?
On this one, my understanding is that you are asking for specific qualifications questions regarding two applicants. Based on my limited knowledge of the situation, I think you might be able to get away with 10 minutes, but the board members may know whether or not they intend a longer discussion. If you say 15 minutes, you can't resume the meeting until 15 minutes. If you say 10 minutes, you can come out and ask for more time. But the idea is that the public can wander away and get a snack while you're in executive session and they can't see anything and they know when to come back.
Right. Okay. So Chris, would 15 minutes sound about right?
That would be way too long in my opinion. I think this
Okay.
I ask for 5 minutes, Eileen, and then if we run short, we ask for 5 more. I think you guys will probably, once we tell you the details, it'll be over in 5 minutes. That's just my opinion. I'd recommend that after what Heidi said, asking for more instead of us sitting around waiting for the clock to expire.
If it was a lawyer promising 5 minutes, I'd tell you to double the time, but that is actually a police lieutenant promising 5 minutes. So it might be an actual 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I've made the motion and now it needs to be seconded, correct?
Correct.
Second.
Is there a second? Okay. So now I read the verbiage.
Correct.
The commission will recess into executive session for approximately 5 minutes pursuant to RCW 42.30.1101G to evaluate the qualifications of applicants for public employment. The commission is expected to take final action following the executive session and when addressing old business.
Perfect.
Good?
Yes.
Okay, so now we exit out of here?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I don't get it. Aren't we just stopping the YouTube feed?
No, unfortunately, you have to exit this and enter that private link that was provided. Was it provided to you?
No, that's why we're still here. We didn't get a private link.
Okay, give me a second. I'll find it.
Okay, we'll leave then, Brianna. Wait for that.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Brianna, we're expecting them to be returning now, and I'm not seeing. Oh, I am seeing them. Okay.
It's free. Okay, I think we're all here except for city attorney. We'll just wait on that for a moment.
Heidi is here.
There she is. Okay. All right. So we're back from our executive session and now we're continuing on with the agenda, which the first item up would be old business cancellation of eligibility. And we have two candidates that we're currently looking at. Now, Heidi, it's all right if I say the name, correct?
Correct. They are currently considered to be eligible candidates, and in order to cancel their eligibility, you would have to make a motion specific to them.
Okay, so the first one that we have is Ashley Monero. Is there a motion for this candidate for disqualification?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this? Seeing none, then we will go ahead and candidate Monero will be disqualified from the list. Our second individual is Stephen Wilson. Is there a motion for disqualification of this candidate?
So moved.
And second? Any discussion?
I second.
Okay. Any
Second.
discussion? Hearing no discussion, we will go ahead and disqualify Mr. Wilson from the list as well. Is there any other old business? Seeing none, we will move on to new business, a cancellation of eligibility. That one is that the one that just came out? Okay.
That's for Daniel Granillo,
Okay.
and I move that he be disqualified.
All right.
From
Is there a
eligibility.
second on that one?
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? No. Hearing none, and we will go ahead and disqualify Mr. Granillo from the list as well. How about certification of lateral police officer eligibility list?
So
Is there
I
a motion for?
yeah,
that
I
to be-
move that
okay.
we certify the lateral eligibility.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Any discussion on this? Any questions?
Did Mary have any other information she wanted to provide, like the makeup of the list and so forth, the ethnicity, etc.?
Good morning. She did not provide me with any other information to provide to you at this time. I can get some additional information for next time if you'd like.
That
I
would
would
be good.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Anything else? Is there a motion to go ahead and approve that list?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
Okay. The lateral police officer eligibility list has been approved. Next, we have the certification of the police lieutenant eligibility list.
And Jeremy.
Is there a motion to have that one
Sorry,
approved?
Jeremy's gonna excuse himself from this portion of it really quick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye, Jeremy.
okay, sorry about that. Is there a motion to approve this list?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
And Dennis, I assume that we're gonna have the same question about for Mary in terms of ethnicity and the makeup of the list?
Actually, no,
Okay, I got ahead of myself.
but I did have a couple of questions about the list itself. Chris, can you describe for us a little bit about the assessment process?
Well, yeah, it was involving the lieutenants that are currently lieutenants would do what's called a work ranking process where we went over all of their evaluations, I think the last 2 or 3, their letters that they submitted, that sort of a thing. And then we ranked them, and I believe that was 50% of their score was the work ranking process. Then they went into kind of an assessment center one day where, and I may mess all this up, but they had to do like an oral resume in front of the board. And then they had to do a proposal that they knew about ahead of time. They had to present to the board, which was made up of people, assessors from other agencies. They were also some scenario-based questions that they were given where they had a certain amount of time to think about an answer and prepare it and present it. And that was the other 50% of their score. Does that help?
And the board is comprised of lieutenants. You said.
No, the work rank process, that part of it, when we review their in-house evaluations, that's us, that's the lieutenants that are currently in the Lakewood Police Department. The assessment center day
Okay.
there was 3 people and they were from different agencies. I think we had 5, Kent and maybe Puyallup or something like that, but we had assessors from outside agencies doing the other part of it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You bet.
I like how you did that. I like the where the lieutenants were involved. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, it's a nice, it allows you to at least get some input from their current agency, but not all of it.
Right, right. That's good. Good. Okay. For the police lieutenant eligibility list, I think I've already made the motion. And so, okay, all those in favor of accepting the list, say aye.
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 Okay, that has passed as well.
So we can bring Jeremy back and now,
Yeah.
and now that you guys have no discussion, we can congratulate him if we want to as well.
Okay,
So I'll yell at him, let me yell at him.
okay, so and next we have the chief examiner's report.
Good morning, Commissioner Bisson and members of the Civil Service Commission. Mary had asked me to provide just a few items for you. The first is that I think the last time she mentioned that there was a conditional offer out. So I wanted to announce that we have hired Raquel Brunson. She's a lateral and she will start on February 16th of 2022. So that's good news. Secondly, we will likely be starting a sergeant process soon. The sergeant list has been extended twice and so expires on February 6th. So we'll need to have a new list started soon. And third, so for police officer entry level, there will be a test held on April 16th. The posting closes on March 30th and we have about 24 applicants so far. So that's all I have.
Okay.
I'd like to add that on the current, we just tested for entry level and those applicants that passed both the written and the physical are now scheduled for interviews on February 17th, the 22nd and the 23rd. That will get everybody on the list interviewed. You will then the commission will get that list of people that passed the oral board examination for that certification and allow us to move forward with interviewing those candidates. It's about
How many-
20, let me think, it's about, Jeremy, is it 23 we have on the list of entry-level candidates?
I believe that's right. Yeah, 23.
And then we have 5, I think 5, maybe 6 laterals too to interview in that process too.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, looking forward to maybe next meeting, having the workforce profile presented to the board. Anxiously looking for the statistical data. Was very happy to see a number of women being commissioned and at the commissioning ceremony. So if you could pass that on to Mary, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mary.
I'll do that.
Anything else?
I'd like to congratulate Jeremy Prater on being #1 on the lieutenant's list.
Yeah,
Good job,
good
Jeremy.
job, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Jeremy, good job. Unfortunately, since there are 5 people on the list, they all get referred.
I'm
So
just
number
looking for a
5
shot
would be
with the
select.
chief. Thank
Uh,
you.
So just quick, how soon would a promotion be for a lieutenant?
They're looking at possibly the middle of the year. The chief is looking
Okay.
at like June, July-ish for the first one. And then it'll be, and that's an extra position, and then it'll be based on retirements after that. And I think I'm the first to go.
You'll be the first to go?
I think so. Possibly in
Okay.
January of 2023. So it's not soon.
Okay. It's all good, Chris. It's all good.
Right, I know. I hear you.
Okay, having no other business, the time I show now is 9:55. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Seconded?
I second.
All right. With that, the meeting is adjourned until our next one. Thank you, everybody, for helping out.